Okay, this is gonna be about like two things. First, how being intentional is arguably, well, it's one of the most important thing, if not the most important things. And this other experience which I had, which is about having multiple decisions when it comes to certain things and setting your expectations right. These two are gonna be kind of different. Like this is like about the same in this two things that I've learned out from the same incident that has happened, but these are kind of like different things that I've learned, but they kind of connect together quite well. So yeah, so I'm gonna start off with how being intentionally one of the most important things, if arguably not the most important things. All right. So yeah, and this whole thing of being intentional is very important, if not the most important thing, was reassured by Caleb Ralston. I think he's the social media manager for Alex Ramosi. I don't really know what being a manager means, but I guess he manages everyone on that side of things for Alex and Layla and everyone else, I guess. And yeah, so basically he was like a YouTube short, and he was talking how if you're not intentional with things, it's arguably not gonna work, because he gave an analogy of a fat person trying to lose weight, and the fat person is like going. He said that if the fat person is not like intentional with the choices that he's making, with what he's eating at the restaurant, he's not gonna lose weight. So there's something he wants, and then he like needs to make decisions which are gonna make it more likely for him to get the result that he's looking for. And the analogy itself didn't really click for me, but it was just the fact that he was saying it, and the fact that he just like made a YouTube short about it kind of like made me feel like, oh shit, like I had already like I had like a feeling that maybe the reason that I'm not making progress and I think is like I'm not being intentional, and of course it sounds stupid to say out loud that I was not being intentional with things, but like I guess I was not being intentional. So that helped, seeing him talk about how like it helped me, I guess. Seeing then actually itself didn't help, but just seeing him talk about it and being like confirmed my suspicion that made me like um, feel double down on that this is the thing which is wrong with things right now. So yeah, the short made me realize that I'm not being intentional with things, and I should try to be more intentional with things, and maybe a lot more intentional by, I don't know, depends I guess on what you consider a lot more. But like yeah, it made me realize that I should be more, a lot more intentional, or at least be more intentional with things. And it wasn't the analogy itself that he was giving, but it's just the way it like confirmed my suspicion around the whole thing. Like I already suspected that the problem was that I wasn't being intentional with things, but when he said it, like finally like confirmed the whole. Let's be like it helps when someone says it, and of course he's doing better in life and further ahead than me, so it helps, I guess. So yeah. Now, on to the next topic. Okay, regarding the next thing, like I don't know what to call it, but like it's gonna be a little complex because I tried doing it and I just couldn't get it done quite well. I was just saying a bunch of stuff, I wasn't making sense, the clarity was like in negative. I just can like do it right. Also, hopefully, I'm able to get it. I'm able to like say what I wanna say, and it makes sense, and the clarity, and I'm a lot more clearer. So yeah, hopefully that happens. So yeah. So the first topic is gonna be about how having too many decisions when trying to get a certain thing or trying to achieve a certain goal, or as I like to call a mini goal. For example, like you need to talk to someone or like get some information out of someone, and if there's like too many decisions in that duty to get that done, then I think that can be bad for you. So having too many decisions in a thing, and then we're gonna talk about how not setting the right expectations can um, make things hard for yourself. Now these two things like go quite well together, and you might in a very surprising way. Like you wouldn't expect to like look at these three topics. I mean, if you like, you would kind of expect them to go together, but like I might have found a weird connection between it, which I would like to share here. And the setting your expectation thing has already been spoken about Alex Ramosi. I think he's quite big on that. So I am sort of copying, like taking it from him. But to be fair, when I first initially heard of him talk about how setting that you have to set the right expectation, I was just like, it kind of blew, like it's like it made sense to me, and it kind of like gave me like a mini brain dopamine. But seeing it in like it feels different today how it happened. Like there's a different understanding of like seeing it in person in a situation is a lot more different than seeing someone talk about it. Like So yeah, I'm gonna talk about these two things. So let's start off with how having too many decisions can be a negative, and it's like if you have too many decisions when you have to do complete something or get a certain result, then I guess the chances of you getting that result or doing that thing significantly decreases. And I just want to like, is it starting to sound like a self-help video, or like like I have a link in my description type of video? I don't have a link in my description, neither do I plan on doing that. And so hopefully I just want to like, this is something that I've known which I wanted to share. And yeah, so I'm gonna like try to get it done quickly. So yeah, I'm just gonna quickly tell the story and hopefully get the point across. So I want to like get some information about this certain thing that I'm considering starting. Not like, I don't know, like I don't want to like reveal too many details. It's nothing like important, and I might not even start it. But it's like something which can turn into something important. But like, so basically, I needed to get some information about something, and for that I need to like take a picture of this product which I have. Not a product, I don't know what you would consider it. I'm just gonna call it a product because it sort of is one. So, but I never saw it like that. But I guess you can call it that. So we're gonna call it a product, right? So there's this product at my that I have, which I wanted to like show it to someone. So I, after digging around for a bit, I found the person, and I messaged them, and they responded to me, and I just had to like take the picture of the whole like thing and then show it to them, man. And here's how it all went down. I googled googled a lot. I was looking, basically the step number one was like finding the person. Where can I find him? I googled around. I did that, and I took that as a win. Like, win, this is good job. Then I would like message the person and get them to reply back. Done, win. That also happened. And when this happened, my expect see, like, you see how I'm how each step is a win of itself. And like, there's like, you have to find the person, then message them. That is a win. That is a win. And of course, this method of working can be quite nice when you're starting something new. But I think a better approach would be like considering it a win when you have gotten the information out is a lot better. Like setting the expectation that these little wins here and there are nice, but the main thing that you need to get out is get the information that you're looking for, get all the things that get your all of your answers or questions are answered. That's the main win. So I didn't have my expectation right on that. Now, to be fair though, this was my first time trying something new like this, which is why it makes sense why I was I was so slow on this. But I guess it's just an improvement that I would like to add, where these little improvements are nice, like these little wins are nice, and you should like reward yourself with dopamine and like have dopamine in your head when you do this. That is nice. There is nothing wrong with that. But I also kind of like do remember that there's a main thing that you need to get out. And if you don't like have this main thing at all, you can just do the mini stuff for like 1 or 2 days, then you can call it a day. Then you're gonna continue with it again 2 or 3 days later. So you've wasted so many times. So just doing it the same day is better. But then again, basically these little wins are nice, but you are supposed to remember the main result you're trying to get, and get it done ASAP and the same day and in the same, I guess, the same like window. Like, you basically, you can do a thing, then you can consider it a win, then you can like take a break. Like, no. Don't consider it a win and just like take a win. A win should be considered when a thing is completed. Of course, sometimes it can be too hard, so you have to sometimes cut it down, like maybe maybe the main result is a little hard and you have to chunk it down, and maybe then do the do the first step, then do the do the second step, and then eventually then take a break and then do the second step, and then eventually you can do. That is important, but I feel like a lot of time you can do it wrong. Taking you're like chunking it down too much and taking too many breaks instead of like just getting it in. And to be fair though, this comes with experience, and this was like my first time trying something new, trying this. Maybe in some ways it can be justified, but still I've seen this pattern a lot where I would forget about the main result and I'll just like chunk things down too much, and so like I'll do the first little step, then I'll like move on. Like that doesn't make sense. Like try to be a bit more reasonable and try to like not take breaks too fast. Just not take break for every little micro thing that you've done. Like try to like be a little bit, push yourself and take breaks when it seems like you earned it. Like be a little bit more like hard. Like try to like push yourself. Like don't take two breaks for like doing too little thing. Of course, it's gonna be hard to like figure out, but like that is what you need to figure out. And it's still like this is still like work in progress. I still haven't figured it out quite well. I've also sort of did not do a very good job at explaining, but like hopefully I got at least like I was like decently good at getting what I was trying to say. So yeah. And if you're struggling to do something, then maybe taking the approach of like chunking things down really like chunking things down to like a really like micro level can help, and rewarding yourself for even doing the very bare minimum steps can be the right approach. But I feel like that if that's all what you're always doing and you're not keeping in mind that you're supposed to hit a certain threshold of intensity or certain threshold of result or certain threshold of some, or like trying to get something, then I guess that can be a problem. Like doing micro steps when you're not feeling it can be a great start or thing which you can do on days where you're not feeling like it or you're just doing it to get started. But if you're not keeping in mind you're supposed to hit a certain threshold, like for a person who works that, maybe it's for them it's like hitting a number of reps or like a certain level of intensity and in a certain and with a good enough form, or and these things like having a certain level of intensity and hitting a certain number of reps and like and their posture and like how they're holding weight, they can always improve on it, and they can that it always goes up as they improve. Or maybe for a person who's into graphic designing or editing photos and stuff, maybe for that person getting a certain look or getting a certain level of like how people like judge how good their things look, and getting things to that level, maybe for that person it's that like getting the end result or like hitting the end level of how the picture look, how good the picture looks is it is for them. Or maybe for a person who's trying to like figure something out, maybe for or like trying to like validate an idea or like product or whatever, going to the person who has the most information and then asking them and getting all of your important question right. Of course, all of your important question answered is what it is about. Of course, you're not gonna always be able to you'll always have questions and you'll always have more and more questions, but like at least getting certain like information in where you feel like, oh yeah, things are starting to make sense, and then moving on to the next level and doing it again. So yeah, that's what I want to say. I'm getting overwhelmed. I didn't do a very good job at explaining. I'm gonna improve, and I'm getting overwhelmed, so I'm gonna end this now. So yeah, sorry if this was like too confusing, and yeah, bye. Okay, so this video is completed, and I just wanted to say what I'm gonna do after like uploading this and stuff. So like after I'm done uploading this, I'm gonna I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a thumbnail for this, or if I'm even gonna upload this. We'll have to see that. But what I plan on doing is make a bunch of like posters that I wanted to make. I don't want to call them posters, but basically something I want to make something in Photoshop, because I'm experimenting with making things that I like, images that I like, and I'm not just limited to Forza, but that is what I wanna make things in for now. And yeah, let's see. So what I'm gonna make, I'm probably gonna try to aim for like 2 to 3 things. I'm gonna make 4 images, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get get make 4 images in one day, or I feel like, or if it's, I can make them, but if I feel like if I just make 4 images, it's gonna take too long, and it's not gonna look well. So it's gonna take time. But I'll try to make it per good, and try to do it, to do 4 today. I'm gonna have to see if I can do it or not. I'm gonna have to see. I'm checking my limitations and see how it goes. Hopefully, and as if I keep on improving, I'll also be faster at making things. But like, yeah, I'm gonna see how things go. I'm gonna try and make 4 images, maybe even more, or maybe less than 4. But yeah, let's see. I might make a thumbnail for this video, but I'm not sure. I'm also not sure if I'm gonna upload this, but let's see. So yeah, bye. Also wanted to talk about other stuff which I wanted to get done, but I just wanna get done with this, and then worry or even think, or talk about the other stuff that I want to get done. Of course, I won't be able to update on that because the video is ending. Maybe if I make another video right after this, maybe then, but it's very unlikely. So yeah.